Look, I opened this jar of rotten baby food, and well, a butterfly came out.
Please tell.
Atkinson?
Yeah,
Are we
that
talking
Ron
about
Atkinson.
he's the guy, the doctor?
Mr. Ron Atkinson. Have you ever heard Mr. Bean?
Oh, is that? Yes.
See, that's the point of your question is.
Welcome to the Comedians in Elevators podcast. I've got my guest, Jhon FZ Toumahuw. Jhon, say hi, introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm from Toumahuw. I'm a songwriter from Indonesia.
Your
And
mic is dropping a little bit. You want to lift it up maybe a little bit?
oh, I'm sorry.
There we go.
Should I repeat it?
That's good.
Yeah, all right. Hi everyone, I'm Jhon Toumahuw from Indonesia. Right now, I'm a songwriter and a producer, but still an indie, but not a big one, but still fighting to be heard to the world.
Awesome, awesome. So you're ready to get into the podcast?
Sure.
All right.
It's
So the main
please.
listen to my regular listeners. I know you don't like when at the beginning of these conversations I ask you to subscribe. None of us like it. I don't like saying it. I don't like it being in here. But it's frustrating. You know what else is frustrating? It's also frustrating when I look in the back end of the YouTube channel and I see that 56% of you that watch frequently haven't yet subscribed. And I know this because I see it in the comments section. You say things like, I didn't know I didn't subscribe. And that's actually what fuels the show. Basically, it's like you're making a donation to the show. So that's why I ask all the time, because it enables us to build and build and build. And we're going for the long term here. Hit the subscribe button and we'll continue to build this show for you. That's my promise. Thank you to all you guys that do subscribe. It means the world to me. All right. So the main topic of the podcast is to compare and contrast the comic versus the comedian. So I define the comic as any person telling funny jokes versus the comedian who's a funny person telling any jokes. So Jhon, would you agree that you start as a comic and evolve into a comedian?
Sure.
All right. So here we go
For
with the first.
Yeah, for me, comedian, we cannot say a comedian is just the same as the comic. Why? Because there is something huge different between comedian and comic. Here's the thing. Comedian, you should build your self character or your personality to be recognized by the audience as somebody else, but it's not you, not really you. You have to tell the jokes. Maybe sometimes you should follow the instruction of the director of the creative team. How or when you show the joke must come out. But the comic is sometimes you write down the joke part. You don't have to be somebody else to become a comic.
Okay.
Sometimes you show just write down your own material for the joke you have to share to the audience. But both of them have to be uh, same. They are
Okay.
big same, but they are not different. They
All
are the
right.
same, but they are different. Yes, the same of them. They are making money to make people laugh. The difference is the comedian is making personal or another character to show to the people, but the comic is the other way around.
Okay. So punching up versus punching down. So where do comics versus comedians stand on this? So let me put it in some historical context. Did a jealous medieval prince become the first comedian by killing the court jester?
Uh, I think it's not about that's not the really point. Yeah, I mean, in both profession, the both professions is absolutely need a punchline, right?
Mhm.
But but let me give you another examples. Like um, if you ever heard Kevin Hart, if you ever heard Kevin Hart in in his show that he telling a joke about an ostrich after
Mm.
him in his car with his friends, there is no issues. He tell the jokes, but he tell himself tells a joke with his friends.
Mhm.
That's the smart of him. So sometimes we see we heard that punchline over punch down. It's not make some people comfortable to follow the jokes that the comic or the comedian uh, deliver. But you see, when Kevin Hart says his jokes about the ostrich, nobody complained about that. Nobody uncomfortable about that. But everybody likes it, and everybody laughs. That's
Okay.
how the punchline supposed to be, and that also to be punch down. No need, you don't need to bring politics issues or everybody else issues, but you can bring uh, the other issues. There's a lot of things to deliver in your jokes as a comedian or as a comic to uh, to your jokes to the audience, but not uh, but not to disrespecting other people in your jokes that you deliver.
Right.
That's all I think.
Okay. So cultural translation of comedy. How do jokes that work in one country bomb in another?
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Do, 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 do,
I'm
do,
so
do.
sorry.
That's my Jeopardy song. Do, 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 do. There you go.
Right. I'm sorry. Can you repeat again? Repeat that again.
How do jokes that work in one country bomb in another?
Yeah, sometimes it's uh, it's all a matter of how to deliver your joke. See what I mean? If
Hmm?
you ever watch, I give you an example of a movie. It's a known movie in my country. Everyone, everybody knows this movie, but I think it is also everyone in the world is know this movie too. If you ever heard the title is "The God Must Be Crazy,"
Beady
have you
beady
ever
It
heard?
sounds it sounds familiar.
Yeah, the story is about a tribe in Africa, and then the outsider came into that that his tribe, and then making something um, what daily activities, but it is in funny ways, in a funny ways like tiger after them, a lion after them, how they avoid the lion or the tiger or the animal. It's so funny. See, this uh, without every single in my country, I mean, without every single person in my country knows in English, but watch that movie, everybody must be laugh. Why? That's how a joke doesn't need to be understandable in language. But how to deliver the joke is that is can be presented or can be delivered across the culture. That's
Okay.
how I think about
So is truth the meaning of facts?
it. I don't think we can decide something or somebody into that. Why? Because um, you see, uh, you must be though. Don't tell me that you don't know Mr. Rowan Atkinson. Please tell.
Um, Atkinson?
Yeah,
Are we
that
talking
Rowan
about the,
Atkinson,
he's the guy, the doctor?
Mr. Rowan Atkinson. Have you ever heard Mr. Bean?
Oh, is that? Yes.
See, that's the point of your question is. uh, Mr. Bean is delivered by Rowan Atkinson. In his real life, in fact, people always call him Mr. Bean instead of Mr. Atkinson. But we don't know really how he is. Mr. Bean is the honest deliverer of him of Atkinson. Of course not. It's a whole team work to Atkinson, from Atkinson to be the Mr. Bean. Atkinson has to follow the script, the direction of the director, so Mr. Bean can be delivered to the world. In fact, he bring the Mr. Bean character is so good, that good, so that the world recognize him in real life, even in his real life, he is Mr. Bean. But we all know that he is not Mr. Bean in real life. He is Mr. Rowan Atkinson. That's how.
Excellent.
Um, but we don't really know how Mr. Bean life in his real life. I think I mean Mr. Atkinson real life because we don't never get there. Maybe some media can help us how is real life going on.
All right. I'll go with that. All right. Very important question. Advertising and self promotion. Who advertises themselves more? The comic, the comedian, or the magician? You know that place where you're not conscious and you're not sleeping either? That's your power bill to the electric company. Right here. I want us to be here with free energy, where the Wardenclyffe Tower meets the Eiffel Tower. But that's not where we are. We are here, where you've got the utility and you've got residential solar. Between these two, we know which one saves you money. This is where we can go in the meantime. But this is where I want us to be now, and this can be done now. So let me deputize you to represent DOSE, Department of Solar Efficiency, and let's get on the podcast and get the message out today. See you soon.
Oh, that's hard choice. I think they are all our performers, right? So there's different part of from comedians and then the comics and then the magician. See, uh, a comedian, as I said before, is a whole team. We're not talking a person, but we're talking about a whole team. A lot of people involved to build that character, that personality, to deliver the jokes to the audience, right? But and the comic is mostly self-work to deliver the joke, right? That is, I think, that we can say that automatically, if the whole team want to bring the character into the audience, into the world, there are also a team, a part of team, maybe small part of team to do the marketing, right? To do the how they want this character to be known to the world or this character to be shared to the audience. But comic, since they have the script, they will have to write it down by themselves. Then they have to deliver it by themselves. They have mostly never had a team, a lot of people to support him to build his own character, not to build another character, but to build him. There, that's why mostly the comic is building his own character by himself. Maybe a small part, maybe two or three people to support him to hold on the camera or to direct the lighting, all other small part, but still mostly work, mostly job. The idea is by his own.
All right.
That's all.
Excellent. I think maybe the microphone, maybe a little bit, your finger might be on the mic itself. I don't know if you want to lower your finger just a little bit, just not to cover the mic, but still keep it
All
high,
right,
you know?
right.
You
All right.
got it.
I'm sorry.
All right. So no, it's still working great. So who survives better in a cancel culture environment? The comic, the comedian, the magician, or the mudslinger?
Man, about surviving, it's not about your professional. None of these can survive if they cannot manage their own life. They cannot scheduling how when they are waking up in the morning, how when they have to have coffee, how how they're to set their appearance to the audience or whatever. But you see, about surviving in this economy is how you to manage your life, your time, and your money. How you to spend it. How you to spend your time. In fact, even if you have a lot of money, but you have no good management of your time, still you can survive it, right?
Hmm.
Even if you have a lot of time, but you don't have no money, it's just the same. You broke, man. You can survive your life on any profession you are. You can survive without you have those things. You have the ability to manage your time and your money. That's how you survive your life.
All right. So comedy as commentary. When does a comedian cross into being a philosopher or a preacher?
Yeah. I think this is like what I said before about Mr. Bean. Yeah. Uh, They are not. Sometimes they are saying they're. Hold on, hold on. Wait a minute.
We got the Jeopardy theme song coming on. Do 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 do.
All right.
There you go.
Uh,
All right.
I'm sorry. See, as I said before, like Mr. Bean, yeah, he is performed as Mr. Bean is directed by the director. That's a lot of job, a lot of work to do by a lot of person of team. See, sometimes Mr. Bean deliver the joke as commentary, or sometimes he deliver it as a philosophy. How we can recognize that? See, it's connected to the punchline and punchdown, right? When you uh, deliver a joke, its context is might be a political or economic issues or another known people gestures in the public, and you deliver that into your jokes. That's how you see that is a commentary action of your character. That's the
All
same
right.
thing with the comic. That's the same thing as the comic. The comic also bring mostly bring the social issues into the stage to deliver the jokes. Sometimes also in my country, for example, it's the hardest theme to deliver in the stages is political. You see, it's a little bit funny. It's not scary. It's not uncomfortable, but it's funny political in my country. That is the hardest thing to deliver as a joke in my country. I don't know. I don't tell any country, but it is my own country. That's just an example. So it's as a commentary or as a philosophy. It's just they can bring it at the same time at the one joke, but at some point it can also deliver separated. That's how I think about this.
All right. So on here on the Comedians and Elevators podcast, we have a tradition where the previous guest asks a question to the next guest. And so the previous guest was Mimi Erskine, pardon me. And her question for you, Jhon, is if you had to be three animals, what three animals would make up your personality?
All right. That's a little bit funny for me. That's a little bit funny for me. So this question is reminds me to my another a legend comedian in my country. His name is Haji Bolot. Yes. Haji Bolot. He once said that while we are making a joke about other people, while in our lives so many things going on, it's already like a joke itself in real life. Why not we deliver that jokes instead of maybe impersonate another people, or we talking about another people uh, bad sides or the cheat side or another thing. He said that what his point is, let's not talk about another people as jokes. There's a lot of other things to deliver as a jokes, and people still laughing and give applause. That is Haji Polo. And at your question is, if I'm talking about myself to be an animal, that's I'm so sorry, but that I think that is not right for people to be the same as an animal. You see, as a human is different from an animal. They can think, they can act another way much better than animal at some point. That's how I
All
think.
right. All right. Last question. Legacy. Who gets remembered? Will the comic's tight five survive time, or will the comedian's cultural point of view be more timeless?
That's interesting. It's just I think that it's just the same as how you uh, survive. There is no not limited to a certain profession to be known as a legend. See, uh, who doesn't know Lady Di? Who doesn't know Heal the World by Michael Jackson? Or who doesn't know Charlie Chaplin? Right? See, they all different professions. I don't know, maybe they don't know each other, or I don't know. They should know each other. But what I'm saying is, each of them, each of them has a special character with the consciousness of or not. They build it from the start and then consistent of it, and they hold it their character that way until they die. But what left behind is they're not actually die. People in the present day, even they're long gone, years ago, they still know who is Lady Di, who is Michael Jackson, and who is Bob Marley, who is, or even who is Charlie Chaplin. That's why, because they leave the legacy behind by building their own character to the world. Even Charlie Chaplin not saying a single word for his jokes. They are also answering the previous question about the how the council received the comic, or the comedy, or the jokes. Let's start about that.
All right. So, where can everybody find you online, Jhon?
You can find on my social media, but mostly I act more active in Instagram and
All right. Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Jhon, for being my guest. And for everybody, please like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.
thank you very much. See you, everyone.